All right, welcome back to Math Today. Today we will review what perimeter is. We've worked on it for 2 days now and move on to basic area. So first thing, friends at home, you should have your math notebooks. Anything I write on my paper, this is my notebook, you write it in yours. So first of all, at the top, this is area and perimeter. Now, these things are very similar, but they're not the same. So we're going to draw two shapes up at the top, and we'll describe how we would find the perimeter and how we would find the area. So draw two shapes, squares or rectangles, doesn't really matter. All right. So yesterday, what did we learn yesterday? Yesterday and the day before. Abby? Perimeter. So let's do perimeter over here. So how do I think about perimeter? What am I thinking when I think, what is the perimeter of this shape? Cadence? Well, I'm looking for the answer, but how do I find perimeter, Cadence? What's it mean? Yeah, it's the distance all the way around the outside edges, right? We have to add them all together. So, like I did on the board yesterday, remember I had an arrow going all the way around the box. Start at one point, draw an arrow, it just wraps all the way around back to the starting point. The perimeter is all the way around. Remember when we talked about rim? It's the rim of something, the outside edge. Right, so then down here we can write perimeter equals the sum of all sides. Now, what does sum mean? We got to know what that means. Hayden?
Adding.
Adding. So if you add up every single side on your shape, you know the perimeter. All right, so now we got to think about area. Area is kind of a new concept for us this year, but I think you've covered it in the past. Angie?
What do you write when you say perimeter equals? What does that equal?
The sum of all the sides. So remember, sum is the answer to addition. So if we add up all the sides, that is the perimeter. So area, Cadence already told us area earlier, is the inside of the shape. So go ahead and shade in, not perfectly, just show that we're looking at the inside. I'm going to draw an arrow up into the middle. And this is area. The inside of a shape.
Isn't the inside supposed to be equal to the outside?
Nope. Please don't blurt things out. Perimeter is adding up the outside edges. Area is how much space is inside. Okay? Now before we go on any further, when I want to find my perimeter, what was the equation we used yesterday? What equation did we use? The basic easy one. Abby?
Wait.
We would start P equals.
Like perimeter equals whatever something.
Okay, well how did we write it? Remember we were writing equations, Noah?
P equals 18 plus...
Well, we don't have any numbers, so we're just writing a formula.
Oh, P equals something, like 18. 18 feet or something.
I need a formula. Guys, that's an answer. A formula is how I fill in my numbers to solve. Chloe?
P equals L plus width plus width.
Yep. So write that down. Okay, remember perimeter, we add up all the sides. Some of you were using the multiplication style equation. That's fine. If that works for you, that's fine. I am going to be focusing on this. This is what's working for most of our classmates. Okay? Now, do you think if there's a perimeter or an area, a formula for perimeter, do you think we also have one for area?
Yeah.
We do, and it's pretty easy. So let's write it down, then we're going to talk about it. A for area equals, make sure we're writing in our notes, length times width. That's it.
What's A?
Area. A is area. Area equals length times width. Okay, we already know what the length and the width of a shape, right? The length is the long side, The width is the short side. So if you want to label an L and a W to remember. So when we find area, we really just multiply a length and a width, multiply them together, that's your answer. So area is actually a little bit easier than perimeter. Okay? So now down here below, we're going to do one example for both. And now in your notes, you'll have a good place to look if you forget. So let's draw a rectangle, kind of a long, skinny one. If you run out of space, you can move to the next page. All right, someone pick a number between 10 and 20. Angie?
16.
16, that's our length. All right, I need a number between 3 and 8. Chloe?
7.
All right, 7 is our width. All right, so I'm going to kind of just draw a line down between because I've got all my perimeter stuff on this side. I'm going to keep it going. So first, let's find the perimeter. Okay, so perimeter. We know it's perimeter equals L plus W plus W. So please write that down, and then I want you to fill in the information we know. Okay, so we're solving for the perimeter. We do know what the length and width is. The length is 16. I need 2 of those. The width is 7. I need 2 of those. Now I can solve for perimeter. If you need to stack them and add them, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am going to combine my 7s in my head, mental math. So I'm going to add 16, 16, and 14 to find my final answer.
Can you add them separately?
Yep, you can do it however you like to work best. I'll give you a few moments to get that finished. Yes, no.
I think the time is wrong.
That's fine. Yep. All right. I'm seeing that classmates in here are getting the same answer I got, so I think I'm correct. I didn't make a silly mistake. All right. So any questions on perimeter? Okay, and yesterday, remember, we would have a missing side and they'd give us the perimeter. You guys did awesome with that. So we'll come back, keep practicing perimeter, but for the rest of the day, it's area time, okay? So on this side, I'm going to talk about area. I'm going to switch back to red. So when we want to find the area of this shape, do we have a formula we can write down to use? What formula did I give you to find the area inside of a shape? Noah?
Length times width equals A.
Yep, so let's write that first. Area is what the A is, okay? So A for area equals length times width. So if I multiply my 16 and my 7 together, it'll tell me how much space is on the inside of my shape. So let's fill it in. I don't know my area, but I do know my length is 16 times my width is 7. Well, now what? I don't know that math fact. Hayden?
16 basically, well, the times I think means 2 times.
Well, I just need to solve 16 times 7, but sometimes you guys kind of forget you know how to do this. What do I need to do when my math fact is bigger than the ones I have memorized? Abby? Turtle head, okay, the standard algorithm. So, go ahead and write 16 times 7. This is good review for all of us. If you need to draw that turtle head on here, go for it. All right, so we always start with the number in the neck, right? So I'm going to start with 7 times what? Hayden?
6.
7 times 6, which is?
42.
Shh, I have called on one student.
42.
42. So we have to put our 4 up top, 2 down below. Then we do 7 times 1. All right, after that, what do I add on to it? Josiah?
4. So 7 times 1 is 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 112.
Yep, 112. So that is my area. All right, now we didn't have any labels on our picture. We probably need some labels. I will let someone who's been participating choose a label. Feet, inches, or centimeters? Josiah?
Centimeters.
Centimeters. So go ahead, pop a cm up here on our picture. Because I've got to show you something special about our labels. All right, so perimeter, we have 46 what? How would I label it? You guys did great yesterday.
Centimeters.
Centimeters, that's it. So stick a little cm there. Area is different. When you want to label area, we're still going to start with the cm, so write that first. And then we have a special, cute, tiny little symbol, okay? Does anyone remember what we have to put? Abby?
What's it? A dot.
Not a dot. Great guess. Hayden?
I forget.
All right. I'll just tell you guys to save some time. It's a tiny 2 that means squared,
Oh yeah.
okay?
I remember that.
Yeah. So it might start slowly coming back to you from 3rd grade. But anytime you write the answer to an area problem, you write the answer with a label, and then you put a tiny 2 up here, that means squared. So anytime you see a number like this, you can go, hey, that's the area of something, okay? So perimeter, no cute tiny 2. Area, you have to put the 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so these are our notes. You can set them, just shift them over on your desk. Whiteboard's front and center. And I need to make sure I do not write on the board with these markers.
Can we put these away?
I would slide it to the side just in case you need your notes. But I will keep mine up here to the side
Why can't you write on the board with
because these are paper markers, not dry erase markers. All right, voices are off. Slide your notes to the side. Grab your whiteboards. All right, so we're just going to do some basic practice first. If you don't practice with me, you're missing out on all your own learning opportunities. So, pens ready? Let's go.
They put away your notebooks.
All right, guys, I've said notebook information probably 3 times. Can someone else say it? Maybe they'll listen to you better. Quentin, what did I say about notebooks?
Put them off to the side.
Yep, just slide it off to the side. You might want it later. Thank you for listening. All right, so we have another rectangle. This time, let's make our length 10. Let's make our width 5. Let's make this one simple, okay? Now, when it says show your work on an area problem, how do you think you can show your work? Because I know many of us right now could go 10 times 5 is 50, area is 50. I need to see more work than that. Cadence, what can we do first?
Put all your work on the paper.
My work needs to be on the paper, so where do I start? Hayden?
A equals.
Formula. Good job. A equals L times W. All right. Do we know our area yet?
Yes.
Oh.
Wait, no.
Nope, they didn't give us the area. They gave us the length and the width. So we can copy the A. We do know the length. Length is the long side, so that's a 10. Times our width is our short side, which is a 5. So that's a math fact we do know, right? So the answer would be 50. Oh, labels. I'm going to label this one feet. 10 feet by 5 feet. So when I put my label here, make sure you check me, make sure I'm correct. Noah?
You're not correct.
I'm not correct.
You have to put a 2 for squared.
Oh, okay, good. Glad you caught me. Squared. Okay, if you don't put that little squared sign, your label's not right. All right, nice job. Does anyone have a question over this first one? Angie?
So like that.
Well, because we're finding the inside of a shape. So I don't want to get too much into this. The more we know about area, I'll tell you kind of about volume a little bit. You'll understand it better. For now, just know your label has to have a square, okay? Because we're finding inside 2 sides combined.
Like all of them?
Mm-hmm. So really, Angie, I could think it like this. Like a fraction. I won't make you do this every day, okay? So each one of those is 1 feet. And then I could split this into 10. If I counted all of those pieces, I would have 50. Okay? So that's really what this means. We're seeing how many pieces inside find my area. But you don't have to do that, thank goodness, right? We can just multiply length and width. All right, erase your boards. We're going to do one more together like this. If you want to leave your formula, you can. It's up to you. All right, this time let's do a different type of shape. how about this? And the top, let's make the top 16 and we'll make the side 14. So this one's a little bit harder only because the multiplication's harder. We know our formula. This will need to be memorized in your brain. Area equals length times width. So if you don't have that written, write that first. And then fill in what you know. Do we know the area yet?
No.
Nope, so we just copy our A down. I do know my length. My long side is 16 times my width, which is 14. This is not easy to do mental math on, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to need to do turtle head. Okay, so anytime you see a problem like that, it's like, oh, that's kind of hard. You know how to solve it. 16 times 14. Okay, I know a lot of you have been struggling a little bit. We're going back over turtle head, so make sure you're focused if you need the help. If you think you've got it on your own, do it on your own and then check it. So draw your turtle head, leave the number in the neck and one number out of the neck. All right, what's my first step? Someone who thinks they know. Noah, first step.
You do 4 times 6 is 24, and then you carry the 2 over there.
All right, good. All right, second step. Hayden.
4 times 1, which is 4, and then add 2 more, which is 6.
Nice job. Okay, so now I'm done with the number in the neck. What do I do to show that I'm done with the number in the neck? Chloe?
First, I'm confused.
On which
Because
part?
when are you going to like add or subtract when you're done?
I won't have to do anything. So for these, it's super, super simple. Keep it simple in your head, okay? You just find the length, the width, multiply them together, and that is the answer. That is the answer. All right, so we've finished the first row. What do I do to the number in the neck to show that I'm done? Quentin?
Collar.
Give him a collar, okay? And that collar really just tells us I'm done. All right, turtle's got a collar. What else do we have to do on our in-between step? Madeline?
Then we have to lay an egg.
Turtle lays an egg right underneath this 4.
It's a mummy.
And if you're like me, the last thing I like to do, maybe, Cadence, do you ever scribble these out?
Yeah.
I like to scribble that out because I know that's from the number in the neck. I'm done with it. Okay, now we're ready to start over with the number under his chin. All right, Cadence, what's my first step?
One times 6.
Yep, which is what?
6.
Right here, okay? And then, last step's easy, 1 times 1, 1. Draw a line, add them up. Oh, Chloe, is this what you were talking about? Okay, so in division you subtract, right? In multiplication, once we get our 2 rows down here, if we have them, we add them up and see what our total answer is. So you guys add them up, check my work. I'm going to put labels here because I forgot. Make sure my answer is correct. Abby?
You forgot to put
Oh, I'm incorrect again?
Yeah.
Wow, I got to remember that too, okay? You guys got to remember it better than I am.
I remember it.
Good. All right, I like to trick you sometimes, but you do have to have that too. All right, so the hardest part about this really is doing your multiplication, okay? Other than that, you are just finding what's the length, what's my width, we multiply. All right, I do want to show you how some problems can look real quick. So go ahead, you can erase everything on your whiteboard. We're going to do our best we can to make something. It's not hard, I just want you to recognize it so when you do practice, you'll know what to do. So on your boards, everybody ready? I see that everybody's not ready. I'll give you one more chance to erase your boards and get ready. Yes?
Oh, you forgot to do the face.
Oh, on the turtle? I know, I've been doing it less because I'm so much better at it now. But you can always add a little smile. All right. Sometimes when you see an area problem, it might look like this. So do your best to draw with me. First, we're just going to make like an L, like a 3D L. So make like a tower and like a long tower and connect them like that. Do your best, okay? You will not have to draw these on things. And then we're just going to split it up into boxes. So this part down here is a box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 along the side. If it's not exactly like mine, that is okay. Just kind of split it apart into boxes. And on your practice assignments, these boxes will all be the exact same size. And it'll say, what's the area inside my shape? How many box units do I have inside? So, anyone want to guess what you need to do? Cadence? You count the boxes. Okay? You just count the boxes. So on this one, how many boxes do we have? Hayden?
10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Close. Okay, make sure you actually count them. So the area of this shape would be 9. If they don't give you a label, but they give you a picture like that, you can call them units. You might see that word. That's just kind of a general label when there isn't something else. 9 units. You think I still need that little 2? I sure do. Still need my tiny 2. All right, we'll do one more like this. Try your best to draw it, but it's a little bit different. If you absolutely cannot draw this, just you can work on mine up here.
Here's the staircase. What is that?
It basically is a staircase. Do your best. And mine's kind of a mess. The ones on the book look way better. But the point of this being, I want you to find the area of that shape. You don't have to draw it if you can't handle it. Just count from up here. And our unit, or our label, will be units. You can check my work when you're done. Make sure I did it right. And I actually remembered the little 2 this time, so I hope you did as well. All right, so final review. Perimeter is around the rim of something, like a fence, okay? Or if you're going to paint your walls in your house, it's around the outside edge. Area is the inside. So when I think of area, sometimes I think of carpet. Someone that wants to come put carpet in your house, do they need to know how much area is in your floor? Yeah, because your carpet covers the whole area of the floor. Do they need to know the area of the floor if they're coming around to paint your walls?
No.
Think about it. Do they need to know the inside space of your room or just the edges? The edges. Okay, so the edges of things is perimeter. The inside is all area. Okay? So we are kind of like in the area part of our classroom now, right? And if we made a chain around the outside, we'd be the perimeter. Okay? All right, thank you, friends at home. I will see you tomorrow.